Hello, Jane. Good evening. Elena, yeah, you made it. That's made me happy. You had a good day? Sun is shining. Just give it a couple minutes to see if anyone else wants to join us. It's been so long since we've got to practice together, Elena. Although I'm sure we do lots of steppies together, but this will be nice. I'm glad too. Wasn't sure if you were going to make it, so it's lush. Hi. How's your body feeling, Elena, Jane, everybody else? How are you doing? Ellen's here. Yay. Hi, Ellen. Good. I'm doing good. I was sore yesterday. Yesterday's morning practice was hard. It was hard. But feeling good today, feeling a little bit more at ease. So, and this practice is going to be really nice and chilled. So, we'll see how we go. Might just be us for. I'll give it one more minute and then we'll begin. Oh, I'm glad you're good. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start, and then if anybody else joins us and they join us just a little bit late, just so that we don't really miss out on anything. So you're just going to come into a nice comfortable seat. If you've got a pillow, grab a pillow. Don't worry if not, but if you have one, then it'll be nice for this practice to get really nice and cozy with our forward folds and things like that as well. It'll be really nice to be able to lean the shoulders and the head on and just really get nice and relaxed. I've done a slightly different setup in this room, just because I'm at more of a slight angle, and then you can see, hopefully see a few more bits. I'm going to turn off the comments just so you can see everything, and then turn off commenting, and then we shall get going. So if you want to just come into a comfortable seat, doesn't have to be on the cushion, but if you have one, then feel free to pop it underneath the hips, just so you can elevate the hips above the knees. It just gives you a little bit more of a comfortable seat, helps you lift up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Let the shoulders soften, and then just begin to close the eyes. Okay, so with the eyes closed and the palms facing down onto the knees, rooting down through the sit bones, letting the shoulders soften. Crown of the head is really nice and tall. Just slowly begin to drop into the breath, feeling the belly expand on the inhale, and draw back into the body on the exhale. Feeling the breath, that oceanic breath, in through the nose, and letting it softly fall out through the mouth. Feeling the shoulders dip and get a little bit lower with each exhale. Keep that length all the way through the crown of the head. Feel the shoulders still sinking back and down behind you. Feeling the palms relax, the fingertips grip down, finding that connection with the thighs. Really rooting down through the sit bones, feeling the different parts of the body that are in contact with the mat and with the earth. connection, that grounding connection. It's Earth Day, so letting ourselves really ground and arrive in this practice. Taking big deep breaths in through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing that away. 2 more breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Last one, inhale and exhale. So just gently blinking the eyes open, bringing yourself onto your mat, back into this room. We're going to take the hands into a clasp, so we're going to grip the fingertips, bring them behind the head, and as you inhale, just pull the elbows back, lift through the crown of the head, open through the heart space, press the heart forwards, and then exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine. And we're going to draw the elbows towards each other, rounding the spine, lengthening out the back of the neck. Inhale to open, really nice and long. Exhale as you round, chin to the chest, elbows towards each other. Sighing out through the breath. Inhale, open. And then exhale to close. So like a variation of cat-cow, just making it a little bit stronger through the shoulder space and the back of the neck. Inhale, lift, really pull the elbows back. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, drawing the chin towards the chest. Last one. Inhale, lift all the way up. And this time as you exhale, just bring the hands up towards the ceiling and then gently down by the sides. Take it really nice and slow. Palms are open. Really pull the hands back, opening up the shoulders. And then let the hands rest. Inhale, sweeping them all the way back up again, maybe lifting the gaze this time towards the palms. Exhale, cactus arms to the left. So the elbows come down in line with the shoulders. Inhale, coming back up, back to center, lift the gaze. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, coming back up, reach through the fingertips, lift the gaze. Exhale, back over to the left. Inhaling up, exhaling to the right. Again, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands down by the sides, bring them back onto the knees. Just take a moment to close the eyes. Rest the shoulders down. Take a breath in. And exhale. We're going to find some nice wide hip circles. So we're going to keep all that length through the crown of the head, the shoulders soft, hands stay on the knees. And we're going to move the body all the way over to the right. Inhale and circle forwards all the way over to the left. Good. Inhale over to the right. Exhale over to the left. Take those big wide circles, just using the breath however feels good for you. So it might feel good to keep that same breath, or maybe making them a little bit longer, a little bit wider. Keep the spine long, keep the belly hugging in towards the spine, keep pressing the hips back, easing into that hip space. And then when you're ready, you're going to change directions. So keep the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So this is all about slowing down. Always really quick to rush to get things done. There's something to do. Just take it as slowly and as mindful as you can. Time to get into the body and the breath. Bringing you into this moment. Just connecting the two together. Come back to center, sweep the hands all the way up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bring the hands back down towards the heart. Let the thumbs plug in towards the chest for a moment. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat, maybe not. Just find this connection into this present moment, grounding down through the hips, lengthening through the crown of the head. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Let the shoulders soften. You're gently resting the hands down. We're going to bring both legs out to the side. I was going to say hands then. Both legs out to the side. Coming into a wide straddle. Move my graph out of the way. So we're going to keep grounding down through the hips. If you've still got that cushion, then keep it there. We're going to flex the feet so the toes point up. Can't see my feet. Maybe it wasn't so good where the camera is, but it's fine, it's fine. So we're going to grip down through the sit bones, keep the body nice and tall. Even this alone might feel quite difficult. You've got all those muscles working to keep you up nice and tall, so just do the best you can, hugging in, feel everything arrive and engage, closing the eyes, hands resting on the knees, and then we're going to find those circles again. So we're going to inhale as we move to the right, circling forwards over to the left, and then exhale as we come all the way back over. Maybe closing the eyes, and this time you can find a little bit more of a round in the spine. So you can draw the chin to the chest, feel a little bit more fluid. So it's going to feel a little bit tighter, so just let yourself mould, let it float around into this pose. Keep the legs strong, keep the feet flexed, maybe lifting the chest as you rise up, and then rounding as you come all the way back down. Just moving the hands however feels good. Try to keep the hands on the thighs, on the legs, maybe giving them a little bit of a massage as you come around. Or you can lift them up, maybe find Kali Mudra, index fingers lift, finding that length, reaching all the way down, lengthening through the fingertips. Maybe changing direction whenever you're ready. We tend to spend less amount of time on that second side, so let's see if we can keep that movement going. Keep that space, keep the eyes closed, feel into the body what feels good. Maybe you can linger over one side a little bit more if that stretch feels nice. You can keep reaching forward if that feels good. Deep breaths. Maybe taking 2 or 3 more big breaths wherever you are. You're ready, we're going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling with the gaze. Exhale, hands towards the heart center, so always coming back towards the heart. Sign, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let the shoulders go, sigh out through the mouth. Bringing the hands underneath the knees, we're going to help them come up to center, so just giving that support. And then bring the soles of the feet together, finding bound angle, butterfly. Just bringing the hands either onto the tops of the feet or onto the toes. So you can bring the peace fingers around the big toes. And you're going to pull away, lengthen tall, straighten the arms. Maybe bringing those knees a little bit further down, opening up the soles of the feet. Take a deep breath in. And as you're exhaling, we're going to hinge from the hips. Lead with the heart, always leading with the heart. Leading with the heart, coming back down. And then chin to the chest, roll all the way back up. Deep breath in as you rise up. Exhale to slowly come down. Chin to the chest, rising back up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale as you fold. And we're going to close the mouth and keep the breath in and out through the nose, finding Ujjayi breath, so bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth, feeling that restriction in the back of the throat that finds this deep oceanic breath. If it's not there for you, that's fine, just keep a regular inhale and exhale, but just flowing in and out of the movement. We're going to find one more, really make it your best inhale, lengthen. This time as you exhale, bend your elbows in towards your thighs and take that nice long fold. Just pressing into the thighs with the elbows, adding a little bit more space in the hips, and then chin to the chest, slowly coming all the way back up. Hands underneath the knees, help them come up to center. And then come into tabletop. Make your way onto all fours. Shoulders on top of the wrists, hips on top of the knees. Spread the fingers wide, elbows face each other, plug down with the shins. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Deep breaths. Inhaling as you dip the belly to the floor. Lift through the crown of the head, lift the tailbone. And then exhale as you round through the spine, chin towards the chest. Press the back of the heart all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, belly down. Lift through the crown of the head, lift the tailbone. And exhale, rounding through the spine, chin towards the chest. Inhale, belly down. Lifting tall. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin towards the chest. Coming back into that regular tabletop, I'm going to take this right knee up off the floor. I'm going to try and mirror, try and remember. Flex the foot, and we're going to start to circle into that hip. Getting really nice and wide, maybe drawing all the way up towards the elbow, and then out and back behind you. Start to open up this right hip, creating a little bit more mobility. Sticking with the breath, closing the eyes. Deep breaths. Okay, last circle. We're going to keep the foot hovered and then draw it all the way up in between the hands. Slowly step it in, and then we're going to sink into the hips to find a nice long lunge. So tuck the back toes, pick up the knee and step the knee back a little bit. Keep this knee on top of the ankle, this front knee, and then untuck the back toes, point through the foot. We're going to hug into the midline, and then as you inhale, gently reaching up through the fingertips, and then exhaling down towards your heart center. So either finding that one point to focus on to follow through the breath, or close the eyes. Soften through the shoulders, relax the jaw. Really spread the toes, root down through that front foot. Root down through that back shin. Keep length through the crown of the head. Notice the sensation in the body. Where do you feel it the most? Where does it feel good? Where does it feel not so good? Finding the breath. Noticing if you feel any resistance. Take 2 more deep breaths. On this last breath, inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the inside of the front foot. Heel toe this foot out to the right hand side. Keep the hands in front. And we're going to find lizard, and whatever variation of lizard you prefer is absolutely fine. So take whatever feels good for your body. You might like to keep the hips squared and the knee facing forward, or you might like to open up the hips. So I like to open up, coming onto the knife edge of this right foot, so the sole starts to lift, and then coming down onto the forearms. So the forearms might not be completely accessible, so you can find one forearm, maybe both. Maybe you want to stay up onto the palms of the hands. Just finding the breath. Keep length through the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Soften through the shoulders. Soften through the hips. Keep that breath. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper. Dropping that left hip down, taking a little wiggle into the hip space. Come back to center, bringing those hands up slowly. And then you're just going to bring the sole of the foot back down, heel toe it back to center, bring your right hand back out. Take a nice big breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head, shine the heart forwards. And then exhale, start to send this right hip back. So take it slow. You've been deep in this left psoas, so take it really nice and gentle. Okay, we're going to extend back, finding a half split or run a stretch. So we want the toes to lift and length through the leg, but if it feels better to have a bend, toes down, then be kind to your body. So take responsibility for what feels good in your body and listen to that. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forwards. Bring in the hands wherever feels good. So you might need a block or that cushion to keep you elevated. What we're going to do is inhale, lengthen, lift through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, hug the belly in, take a fold, come down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, coming back down. Shifting forwards back into your lunge. Again, take it really nice and slow. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, bringing your right hand onto your lower back. Fingertips point down, elbow bends. Bring that left hand onto the knee and take a little twist, looking over the shoulder. Sink into the hips. Release any tension. Take a big breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. Slowly come back to center. Bring the hands down. Tuck the back toes. We're going to float back. So lift the knee up off the floor and then gently shift this right foot back into your down dog. Hips up nice and high, soft bend through the knees, lengthen through the spine, spread the fingers. Deep breath in through the nose. Pedal out through the feet, exhale. Listen to the difference in the hips. Where do you feel it? Deep breaths. And then we're going to slowly drop the knees back down onto the mat. Okay, coming onto the opposite side. We're going to open up through this left hip. So drawing the left knee up towards the elbow, circling it all the way around. Opening up, maybe closing the eyes, following the breath. Moving with intention, so really nice and wide and open, creating as much space as you can. Okay, this time we're going to draw it all the way in, lifting onto the fingertips, and then gently step this left foot up towards the top of the mat. So tucking the back toes, lifting the knee up off the floor, stepping it back. And then untuck the back toes, point through the foot. This left knee's on top of the ankle. And then inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Spread the toes, plug down. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Anjali Mudra, so release the shoulders. Press the thumbs into that heart space, maybe connecting with the skin. Feeling your heartbeat. Diving into the breath. So either finding that point of focus or closing the eyes. Noticing the wobbles. Just enjoying a little bit of stillness. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down onto the inside of the foot. Heel toe the foot out a little bit to the left side. Now it's again completely up to you. Keep the sole of the foot down or maybe open the foot. I'd just try and do the same as you did on the opposite side. So opening up the knee if that feels good. Finding a little bit more space. Coming down onto the forearms or up on the fingertips if that feels a little bit better, a little bit more accessible for you. Using blocks or books, big books, cushions, anything that's going to elevate the floor up and make it a little bit more accessible to a point where you can just breathe and relax. Just moving through the breath. Big inhales and exhales. So when we inhale, we typically want to think of length, think of space. How can you breathe in more space into the body? How can you create more space in the hips? Every time you inhale, imagine you're sending that breath to the hip space. And every time you exhale, that's when you surrender into the pose. That's when you release, relax, release the tension, soften. Especially a pose like lizard, which is or can be really intense. So just see how you can soften. Most of the time when a pose is really intense, we tend to then shift that somewhere else in the body. So we'll clench the jaw, grip down with the hands, the fists. So find that space. 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming back up to center. Okay, we're going to heel toe that foot back in. Bring the left hand onto the outside of the left foot. Inhale, shine your heart forwards. Exhale, coming all the way back. Take it slow. You've been deep in this hip, this psoas, so take it really nice and gentle. Shift the hip back, lift the toes. Find a slight bend in the knee if you need to. Inhale, find that length. As you exhale, take a fold. Notice if it feels different on this side than the other. Honouring the 2 different sides of the body. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, drawing the left hip back, right hip forwards. Lengthen through the crown of the head, slowly shift back into your lunge. Inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind the back, bend the elbow, look over the shoulder. Think length through the spine. Try not to collapse down. Think lifting up, inhale, find that space. Spread the toes of the left foot. Slowly come back to center. So gently release the hands, moving as slowly as we can. So we're going to tuck the back toes, lift the knee up off the floor, and turn into a Skandasana. So we're going to keep this left knee bent, keep the right leg extended, finding a half squat. So the right toes lift, the foot's nice and flexed. So if you find this quite difficult, which it is for me, so I'm sure it might be for some of you as well, you can take the pillow, you can take a block, and you can sit down and take it in that position as well, or you can bring the knee down onto the mat in front. Okay, so keeping the right toes lifted, taking this either as a nice hip opener and just keeping that balance with the fingertips down, keeping length through the spine, or maybe bringing your left hand onto your left leg with the palm open. Find your drishti, your point of focus, right hand down the right leg. Relax the jaw, find a little balance. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Just trying to smile, but it would make me wobble. So we're going to come into a full Buddha squat, a full malasana. We're going to slide this extended leg in. And then in our Skandasana, I have to have my heel up because I don't have the flexibility in my calf, but in a Buddha squat I can. So we're going to heel toe the feet out. Getting a little bit wider, and a little bit wider. Spreading through the toes. Maybe this just feels good and you want to stay here, maybe closing the eyes, easing into the hips, the inner thighs. Or maybe you find some stillness, dropping down through the hip space. Elbows pressing into the knees, palms connect. You always want to think length. If you've got your heels down but you feel really rounded, come onto the balls of the feet, lift up, think length. Draw down through the sit bones. Grip down through the feet, the toes. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. So from here we're going to come onto that on the opposite side and extend this left leg out. So take your time, heel toe. the toes. Find a little bit of adjustment if you need to. You can come up, heel toe the foot. Just take it slow. Don't worry if you have to come out of a pose or you wobble or you fall. There's more practice in coming back in. So lift the toes, either keeping the hands down, the spine long, or finding a bit of a balance. I'm not going to have it as good on this side. So wherever you are, notice the wobbles, move with the wobbles. Let them be there. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back down. Good. So from here we're going to walk the hands in a little bit, press into the floor, lift the hips up, find a nice wide forward fold. Toes face each other, and they turn in a little bit. Feet are parallel to each other, heels turn out. Hands come down again either onto maybe that cushion, lift it up a little bit, or just straight onto the floor. Spread the fingers, feel that connection with the earth, lengthen through the crown of the head, inhale. Exhale, take a fold. Press the hips up, relax the back of the neck. Let everything melt down. We're going to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Don't lift the heels, but just send the weight forwards a little bit more. Maybe walking the hands back through the legs, fingertips back behind you, palms face down, lengthening back. Take a big breath in and a breath out. Hands into the opposite elbows, I meant shins, ankles. Relax the back of the neck. Maybe just a slight wiggle into those hips. Pressing them up and back behind you. Relaxing the neck. Okay, from here, bring the fingertips back onto the earth. Lengthen through the crown of the head, inhale. Exhale, bend into that right leg and then walk your hands forwards towards the top of the mat. Okay, from here we're going to heel toe this right foot back a little bit. So lift onto your back toes, find a little bit of space, bend into this right knee. So I'm not doing the same as you now. So whatever side you're on is fine, wherever you are. Whatever foot's forward, you're going to bend into that leg. Lift the back heel just for a moment so we can get comfy in this pose. Keep the hips squared forwards. And then we're going to bring the hands onto either the shins or maybe that block, that cushion, the floor. Wherever you are, so finding pyramid pose. And you're going to ground down through that back heel. Lengthen through the crown of the head, maybe coming onto the tiptoes. And then exhale, sending the heels down, the palms down as you fold. So for some, you might be up here, rounding the spine. But wherever you are, again, see if you can surrender into this pose. So that leg we have extending forwards, pull the hip back. Whatever leg you have at the back, pull that hip forwards. Find this squaring of the hips. Lengthen through the crown of the head, inhale. Exhale, fold. Gently lifting through the crown of the head, bend into that front knee, slowly step forwards. Uttanasana, bend the knees, hands on opposite elbows, and relax the back of the neck. Making a fold, letting everything hang heavy. Definitely bend the knees, and bend them as much as you need to. Let yourself really be supported by the thighs, with the belly resting down. Your whole body soften, hips pressing up, let everything release, lengthening the backs of the legs, relaxing through the neck, maybe nodding the head yes, shaking it out no. And now releasing the hands down. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. We're going to take pyramid pose on the opposite side. So step the opposite foot back. Ground down through that back hip. Finding that micro bend in the front knee. So don't lock it back. Keep it strong. So it's just tiny, tiny, barely noticeable. So either the fingertips again on the floor, or maybe they're on the shin, or they're on something that's elevating the floor up to you. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, take a fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a fold. Maybe just moving the hips a little bit from side to side. Maybe the head, shoulders. Sighing out through the breath. Coming back to the breath. Always coming back to the breath. Okay, last inhale, lengthen. Bend into that front leg. Exhale, step forwards, finding your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Feet hip width apart. This time we're going to take the big toes with the peace fingers. If this feels accessible, if not, just keep the hands on the floor or maybe on the shins. And we're going to bend the elbows really nice and wide. So lengthen. So we're going to straighten them out first. And then we're going to exhale, bend the elbows really nice and wide. Pull down. Let yourself fold down towards the legs. You can keep that bend, the hips pressing up, widen the elbows. Inhale, lengthen, straighten the arms, look forwards. Exhale, take a fold. Open through the elbows, let yourself relax. Again, maybe just moving a little bit from side to side. Pulling down towards the legs. Really lengthening the hamstrings, the calves, the backs of the knees. Release the toes, hands on the floor. Pressing the palms down if that's in your range. Or just come onto the fingertips if that feels a little bit better. Spread the toes wide, feel that connection with the earth. Take a breath in. And a breath out. From here, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, step one foot back and then the other. You've been in a forward fold for a while, take it slow. So finding this plank pose with the knees dropped, so we want to take it soft. We're not building too much heat, we're not building too much energy. We're going to take it slow, calm and cool through the body. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, keeping the toes tucked, we're going to keep the hips pressing up and dip the belly down. Bend the elbows up towards the ceiling, bring the chin to the floor, look forwards, keep the hips pressing high. And then inhale, sweep onto the belly. Untuck the toes, hands out wider than the mat, come onto the fingertips, elbows press up. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, finding this wide cobra. Exhale, melt back down. So we're going to do two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, back down. Okay. So clearing any space to the left of your mat. You're going to bring the left hand out flat, so it's out shoulder height. Right hand, the fingertips are on the floor. We're going to roll onto this left side, bring the forehead down or bring the temple down, and then bend into this right leg and bring the foot back behind you so that the knee lifts up towards the ceiling. So it's a little bit of a twist as well as a shoulder opener. It can be a little bit confusing, so whatever it looks like is fine. Just as long as you feel that sensation through the spine, the left shoulder. Sliding out through the mouth. Moving on to the opposite side, so roll into your belly. Right hand out, maybe even a little bit higher than shoulder height. Rolling onto that opposite side. Gently come back to center. Take it really nice and slow. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Gently come back up into down dog. So we've only got 2 down dogs, or 2 more down dogs for the rest of this practice. So this one and another. So really make it count. Press the hips up. Press into the floor with the fingertips. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, float forward, drop the knee slowly in between the hands. So as slowly as you can, draw it forwards. Finding pigeon pose, extending back through that left leg. Hands by the sides, hips nice and squared. So this is where again you can take that cushion. Maybe bring it underneath your right hip, your right sit bone. We're going to start upright. I'm going to open up through the heart, open the shoulders, hands by the sides, come onto the fingertips, roll the shoulders back, lengthen, inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to ripple down. Chest down towards the mat, down towards the thigh. Inhale, chin to chest, rise back up. Exhale as we slowly come back down. Rippling through the spine. Inhaling up, chin to the chest.
The soul
exhaling down.
takes birth.
This time we're going to hold, bringing the forearms in front, maybe resting the head, the forehead down to the arms. Maybe keeping the head lifted and just the forearms on the floor. Let the hips sink. Release tension in that back leg and the jaw, the shoulders. Breathe into the body. Let the breaths be long, deep into the belly
of the soul is love, 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 love.
Taking 2 more big breaths. Maybe lifting that back foot just a little bit if that feels good.
You love.
And then slowly releasing back down. Coming up onto the
I
palms.
love things.
Gently lifting through the chest. Tuck the back toes and then slowly come back into your down
I
dog.
love.
Make it mindful.
I love my pain.
Make it gentle. Releasing the
My
foot down.
wheelchair.
Inhale, left leg sweeps up.
You all.
Exhale, float forwards.
I love the whole.
Slowly drop that knee in between the hands. Extend through that back leg, hips nice and squared. Maybe taking that cushion underneath your left seat. Fingertips by the sides, lengthen tall through the crown of the head.
The soul.
Soften the shoulders. Feel that lengthen the spine. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Use your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, send your heart down. Inhale, chin to the chest, ripple back up. Exhaling down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale down. This time we're going to keep your forearms down. bowing your forehead down towards the earth, or keeping length through the crown of the head. Closing the eyes, feeling into the hips. We hold so much tension into the hips, especially women. So let everything relax. It's a common place to feel lots of resistance, lots of sensation. So just let it be there. Just see if you can use the exhales to soften. Just that little bit more each time. Maybe lifting that back foot a little bit if that feels good. 2 more breaths. And slowly releasing that back foot. Coming up onto the fingertips, lengthen. And then we're just going to swivel this back leg forwards. Keep it really nice and slow, help it get there. And then we're going to extend the legs out nice and long. So flexing through the feet. Keep the spine nice and long, hands by the sides. Take a moment just to move the hips side to side, close the eyes, lengthen through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. And deep breath out as you soften the shoulders. Just staying in this moment. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay, hugging the left knee in towards the chest and then dropping it out to the left side. We're going to turn the body a little bit to face this right leg. Keep the hands by the sides, fingertips on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, walk the hands a little bit further forwards. And wherever the hands reach, wherever feels your limit, your edge, whatever feels good, just let them rest. And then just bow the head. Release the back of the neck. We're not reaching desperately to get down. Keep length. Every time you inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. Every time you exhale, folding down, hug the belly in, draw the belly button towards the spine. Feel strong, find that lock. Stay active. Connecting with the breath, inhaling to find length. Exhaling to fold, maybe that little bit deeper. Take one more breath, lengthening as you inhale. Folding as you exhale. And then slowly release, take it slow, keep the eyes closed. Chin to the chest. Gently make your way back up. Picking up this left knee and then just extend it down the mat. Bringing your right knee in towards your chest and then dropping it out to the right side. Turn a little bit to this left leg, hands by the sides, flex the foot. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, walk the hands down. Finding your edge. Your limit, where you feel sensation but no pain. Keep length through the crown of the head. Again, honouring the 2 different sides of the body. So one will probably feel a little bit easier, a little bit harder than the other. There's no rush to get down anywhere, to get deeper. Just let yourself be in the pose as you are, as it is, with the breath. Finding length as you inhale. Holding a little bit more as you exhale. And forward fold's always one where I see if people struggle, their eyes are darting around and they're biting their lip and they're upright and they're feeling a little bit frustrated. But even if you're here, just bow the head, find stillness. Come into the breath. This is good enough. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then hands help you come all the way back up to center. Help this right knee come up. Extend the leg. And then we're going to come down onto the mat, onto our backs. I'm going to turn around. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. Take a moment just to squeeze the knees in towards the belly. Maybe just massaging the lower back, rolling from left to right. Bringing the soles of the feet onto the floor. Bringing the arms out either shoulder height or find cactus arms. Take a deep breath in. Shuffling the hips a little bit to the right. Exhale, drop both knees over to the left. We're going to drop the gaze to the right hand side. If that feels too much, come back to center. Just keep that connection of the shoulders with the earth. The hands with the earth. The wrists might lift a little bit, but that's okay. Release any tension in the hips, the spine, the shoulders. Keep the breath. Come all the way back to center. Moving the hips over to the left. And then dropping the knees over to the right hand side. Dropping the gaze or the face over to the left. Shoulders soft. Letting the body really relax. So hopefully you've been able to move through the poses a little bit more relaxed, but we're really getting to the end of the practice, the stage where the nervous system starts to really calm. Any thoughts or expectations, just come back to the breath. That's your anchor in this moment. Slowly bringing the knees back up to center. And we're going to make our way into Savasana. Hands by the sides, palms up. So I'm going to come up to seated in just a moment, but find this nice relaxed position with the legs, with the feet are out of the outer corners of the mat. The hands are off the mat, palms up. The head's relaxed. So I'm going to come up into Sukhasana, but finding that relaxed position. Lying down on your mat. If it doesn't feel good, feel free to join me in a seat. I'm going to rest the hands if you're seated on the knees. If you're lying down, keep the palms up. If you haven't already, closing the eyes, keeping the shoulders soft, the jaw relaxed. Really taking this moment to find that stillness. Breathing deep in through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing the silence between the inhale and the exhale. That moment when you change the course of the breath. Letting each body part soften with every exhale. Bringing your awareness to all the different parts of the body in connection with the mat, in connection with the earth, with And take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh away anything that's left. Just let it all go. Just starting to move your fingers and your toes. And if you're on your back, you're going to slowly roll onto the right side of your body. And then gently bring yourself all the way back up into a comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed, bring the hands up towards the heart center, let the thumbs plug in towards that heart space. Jaw relaxes, shoulders soften, feeling your roots, your sit bones grounding down, connecting with the earth, feeling grounded in this space, feeling held, connected with the breath, connected with the body, connected with the earth. Taking this moment to find gratitude towards your body, gratitude towards your mind, gratitude towards this practice, this present moment, with all of us practicing together. And then take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale as you bow the head down, sealing off the practice, bringing your prayer towards your third eye. Thank you guys so much for joining me on your mats this evening. The sun on my face, it was beautiful. Let me turn the comments back on just in case. You're feeling okay? I feel so calm. Whew. How are you guys all feeling? Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Just enjoy this moment. Enjoy your dinner, your sleep, whatever it is you're getting up to. So again, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to donate, you can to my PayPal, which I'm sure I got somewhere. It's on my last post somewhere. So if not, practice for free and enjoy. But I will see you soon. I'm practicing with Nicola on Saturday morning for a nice energizing flow and a guided meditation. So, Natalia, thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a lovely evening. Love you. Love you, Elena. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.